Sweet the whispers in your ear whenever Ember wanders near.
So yeah, let's look at red. So apparently now people are trying to cancel Juju and Powder again. So let's see what they tried to do to cancel Juju and Powder this time.
Hey, what's up guys, Riff here. So in this video I'm going to be doing what is pretty much a national pastime on this channel, and that is talk about the usual suspects on Twitter screeching about problematic VTubers. Entering the Thunderdome today, we have the problematic VTubers, Powder and Banana Juju. We've talked about both of these VTubers before on this channel. A lot of people are very mad at them for being so problematic, and today they are the target of this individual who is trying to lead...
this fucker! Fucking Flabber. This guy, oh my god. This guy is a fucking moron. He's come after me too. Flabber Jiggles has come after me too. He loves going... This guy loves going after VTubers that don't align with basically his SJR screeching. Yeah, he goes after Powder. He's going after Juju. He's come after me. I think he's going after Kirsha. Basically, any VTuber that basically is right of Mao, this person's coming after, and it never works out. It like every single time this person tries to come after any VTuber, they fall flat on their face. I'll see if I can dig up the shit that he tried to pull after this, but it's so stupid.
A deplatforming campaign against these two for wrongthink. Now, of course, this individual is interesting to say the least. A self-described woke...
Yes! This is what set me off. This guy said something to, I think it was Leaf. I believe it was Leaflet that this guy said something about it, and categorizes himself as a woke leftist autistic V-tweeter. And I fucking wrecked his ass. I went after his ass going, you're not autistic. I'll show you the tweets afterwards, but he decided to play fuck around and he then found out. And I'll show you afterwards.
Leftist autistic V-tweeter, that's a mouthful. But in their attempt to cancel these two VTubers...
Which, by the way, I'll do a quick TLDR of basically where I destroyed him. Autistic people don't consider themselves woke or leftist. Autistic people don't give a fuck about top politics. He is autistic for clout. This person is not autistic. He is a fake autistic, and I called it out. And I called him out, saying, "You're not autistic." I'm flat out. And I explained why in a very verbose manner. The bottom line is, autistic people don't call themselves woke leftist or ultra woke. And autistics don't actually go on social media crowing about being autistics, because I'm gonna let you in on a little secret, chat. People that are autistic don't like being autistic. There's been a great deal of positive PR in respect to it, like when you have like Eli said, in regards to his son, saying that autism is a superpower, like doing good PR for the autism community, saying like, oh, you're autistic, you have a superpower, so to speak. But generally speaking, people with autism, particularly like high functioning autistics, don't like being autistic. They don't like feeling so different and separated from normal people. It is like one of the banes of an autistic person's existence. Because they feel that separation. They feel that distance very, very keenly. And they fucking hate it. Because they feel like an other. Like, again, I have never been diagnosed autistic. The reason why I suspect I am is because I recognize the traits of it that is within the person that is in my family who is moderate to severely autistic. I recognize those traits, and I've always felt this like distance. Like I never really am like feel like I'm part of groups. I never feel like I'm comfortable in groups or like, at parties. Like every time I go to a party or a gathering with multiple people, I feel out of place. I feel uncomfortable and want to get the hell out of there. And I don't like feeling that way. I want to feel like happy. I want to be a part of the fun that everybody else is having. And I can't because I'm feeling intensely uncomfortable every fucking time. And what I'm feeling is just a small part of what people with autism feel when they are out in public, where they feel separate. They feel not part of society because their brain is not working. Their brain doesn't work that way. And it's uncomfortable as fuck. And so, yeah, people with autism don't broadcast that they're autistic because they already feel uncomfortable. And by broadcasting that they're autistic, they're going to get those looks like, oh, you're different, and make them feel even fucking worse. And that is why I said this person is not autistic. That's why I called this person out for not being autistic, because autistic people do not broadcast this on social media like this, and they don't call themselves woke leftist or ultra woke. Do you know why? Because they don't give a fuck about it. It's not important to people that are autistic. They do not fucking care. It is completely immaterial with what is important to people with autism. And I said it was TLDR, and I went on a rant. Fuck with me. Shit. Every fucking time. Fuck. What? Every fucking time. Damn it. Shh. Oh god, every fucking time this happens. Shit. Okay. Oh, okay. I need it. I need to push. I can't start crying. I can't start crying. It just got started. I cannot start crying even if I'm angry. Okay. Okay. There. Okay. Yeah. Let's keep going. Let's keep going. And Greenie, thank you for the raid. Sorry I didn't say anything. Thank you for the raid, Greenie. Ah, okay. Fuck. Okay. I'm okay. I'm all right. Yeah. Let's keep going.
What happened? Well, they were exposed. People start analyzing their own tweets and start uncovering some really heinous interactions where they were trying to justify something that is truly diabolical. And all I can say before we get into that segment of the video is every single time one of these people try to virtue signal about problematic people, especially VTubers, they have some heinous stuff in their own history that I'm sure they never thought would be brought to the light of day. But let's see what this person has been up to recently, because they're the person who says all VTubers should be political, and I guess they're trying to launch their own campaign based on that.
They're virtue signaling. This person desperately virtue signals all the fucking time. They're constantly trying to draw people into political arguments just because, what do you notice? Blue check mark. So they're going after popular VTubers, trying to pull into political arguments so they can get engagement, so they can get paid for it.
That recently going after Maury, trying to see if she is privately a chud because people made artwork of her and Pippa.
God.
I suggest a job application if this is something that is truly on the forefront of your mind. But also, I covered this tweet the other day where they were going after Tomoe, as well as Kirsha and Powder as well.
Fuck's sake.
Trying to basically lump them together in some sort of political mess that leads to all of them being canceled by association because a user had the audacity to post a list of their 3 Oshis in the VTubing scene.
Yeah, Tomo is awesome, and this person hates Tomo because Tomo is a proud American. That's why this SJR hates Tomoe. She is military and she is proudly American. And she's deliberately tries to be non-political, which is antithetical to this fuckstick. That's why they hate Tomoe. Is because she is beloved. She is a sweetheart. She's military and she's very proudly American. And in this day and age, with because SJRs hate America, they want America to basically be torn apart and become a communist nation. So of course they're going to hate someone who is proudly American and a serving military service member.
Post a list of their 3 Oshis in the VTubing scene. Now, I guess that wasn't enough because just days later, they added this on, quoting Powder saying, "Didn't see her on my timeline for several days, and now it's back with some F stuff." And that's very ironic for 2 reasons. Number one, the reason you're seeing Powder so much on your timeline is because you don't stop looking at her account and all of her posts. The algorithm is working as intended. It's giving you exactly what you've been looking for.
Oh, really? Tomoe is getting out of the military next year? How many years does she have in? And do you know how many years? Like, is she retiring, or is she just separate? Because I have no idea how many years she has in. So Kirsche is Kirsche is political, absolutely, but that's my choice. Kirsche is political by choice. She has a lot to say on the subjects, and she does, and God bless her. She's just simply not re-upping. She's just going to separate. Okay. 4 years, probably. You think she did 4 years right out of high school? Maybe. Want to say it's between 4 to 6 years. Okay, that makes sense.
And also, you just talked about her like 2 days ago. You made a quote going after her for being problematic. Of course she's going to be on your timeline.
Yeah.
And I'm sorry it took a couple days to see it again. But of course, it eventually leads to the post in question that already has a proposed note where they're whining about this interaction between Powder and Banana Juju. And that's where we really...
Wait, what did Banana say? My heart breaks, bunch of animals. I feel that we should go back to colonization. Times were better back then. Now, bearing in mind, Banana Juju is Swedish, if I'm remembering correctly. But she is Swedish. She resides in Switzerland, right? Did she realize it? No, wait. No, is she in Switzerland or is she in Sweden? I forget. Is she in Sweden? Okay, so I could not remember if it was Switzerland or Sweden for her. Yeah, so Banana Juju is a Swede. She lives in Sweden. Keep that in mind. So when she says, I feel we should go back to colonization, she's not even talking about America. She's very likely referencing Sweden. Well, she's probably I'm guessing she might be Swiss German. Possibly. Maybe. I don't know. Yeah, she's Scandinavian. Okay, so she's Scandinavian. She is born in Germany. Okay, so she's born in Germany and then she moved to so her husband is German and she's Swedish, her husband's German. Okay. Okay, like I will admit I do not know very much about Juju's lore. I am guessing on I remember hearing a few things, so I am not up on her lore. Just be aware.
This interaction between Powder and Banana Juju. And that's where we really start with the context behind everything. Banana Juju, we've talked about her many times. She was the subject of a mass cancellation campaign about 2 years ago where people were seething about her VTuber design, mainly her dreads and the pale skin of her VTuber model, thinking it's cultural appropriation. Now, of course, the VTubing scene loved to lecture about that, but she blew up overnight because of it, because people are tired of the virtue signaling and they rally behind her, and good for her for continuing to make content to this
Hell
day
yes.
and capitalizing on the attention that all the virtue signalers provided to her. Now, this is the post that kind of led to everything, where it is a screenshot of video from Sweden, where you can see the
there
crowd
it is.
here celebrating Sweden's goal in the World Cup. And Banana Juju says, I don't recognize.
Like that last shot, like that, look at this. Yeah, I can see why she would say that. I absolutely can see why she would make that statement. Like, look at this. This does not look like Sweden. This does not look like Sweden. This looks like the UK. Like in current day. Like, yes, this is Sweden. That's why she said she doesn't recognize her country anymore. This is literally in Sweden. Like, oh my God.
Don't recognize my country anymore. I wonder why.
Thank you, Superlane.
When I think of Sweden, when you think of Sweden, what do you think? Does this represent what you would expect?
You think Vikings.
I think a lot of people would say no, right? I don't think this is an outlandish tweets, but of course people are mad about it. Saying racists will see kids patriotically cheering and be furious about it. And I guess racism is now recognizing changes that are actually happening.
Yeah.
Yes, they're happening. Whether
yes, they are.
You're on one side or the other, there are things happening.
But by the way, the guy, I wonder where, okay, I need to find out. The guy named Joe. Hang on a second. Let me look up the guy named Joe here. Okay. Gee, where's he from? Really? And exactly why is he saying fuck all about Sweden? So because, of course, a typical virtue signaling SJR from the US is reeing because a Swede is making commentary about her own country. And of course, he has to go, oh no, you can't say that, even though it's not my country and it's literally on the other side of the globe and I have nothing to do with it. But I have to virtue signal for all of the rest of my SJR cult so they can see. Can't you see? I'm being so virtuous. I'm saying that this Swede is being racist in her own country. What are we doing? Like, what the... Joe? Shut the fuck up, you cock-gobbling thunder cunt. Go jerk off in your mom's basement, because that's literally the only thing you're good at doing.
There's changes happening. It's
He's
okay
from the
to
US.
recognize that, but apparently that's racism, according to these people on Twitter. Here's another quote, just going mask off, saying, brings me great joy knowing there's nothing these people can do to stop it. And all they can do is cry and moan about their country being overrun from behind a anime girl avatar.
And there it is. This person just gave it up. This is the intention. This is their intention. They literally want to facilitate a takeover of countries. That's what these people want. They want to basically, in all of these white European countries, that's both in Europe and America, this person gave it up. They want to basically kick white people out of their own country. They want to do a systemic takeover of the country. They want to get rid of white people. This person just gave it up, the plan. They literally want to take over the world. They want to institute non-European ethnic law. And they want to subjugate white people. That's what they want to do. They've made it loud and clear. They've made it loud and clear for a long time now.
LOL. So that thing they said is never happening is actually happening, and now they're saying it's actually a good thing and there's nothing you can do about it. I'm glad they're just clarifying everything that's happening and just going full mask off. I really appreciate the candor of individuals like this on Twitter who really love removing the mask the first chance they get. But then there's another person quoting saying, "Brother, I'm sorry, but I don't think your ancestors would recognize you either," with a screenshot of her.
Our ancestors are Vikings who literally were fair-skinned and had dreads. Yeah, I'm sure her ancestors would recognize her just fucking fine. You fucking troglodyte. And yes, of course, flag in the profile. Because of course, they're an Islamist genocider. Of course.
VTuber model? Okay, what are you talking about? That's not a real person. Like, do you need some help? Do you not know how to distinguish fiction from reality? You think this is a real person on your screen right now? Makes no sense. And then, of course, doing the usual stuff. 400 poontang addicted VTuber hashtag LOL. And Banana Juju with the only appropriate response in this situation and ratioing them into the shadow realm and apparently into submission as well. But this is where Powder gets involved. Obviously, another very controversial VTuber. People love to virtue signal about her. She is someone who routinely gets these cancellation campaigns against her, and all it does is bring more attention to her account. She can get more attention. If these people learned that is the cycle they are producing and actually wanted to stop giving attention to these people they hate.
I know I never get cancellation campaigns, and there's a reason why. You guys know the reason why. Like people like this that are going after Juju and going after Powder. Like, granted, bear in mind, Juju and Powder are not soft targets. They can handle themselves, no problem. They don't need anyone to support them. But yeah, they never come after me because I actually advocate for things that they like and things that they don't like. So if they come after me, that means that they're actually advocating against things of theirs that I support, which would be antithetical to them. And correct, I don't do direct politics also. And I don't fucking care. That's the other thing. Someone comes after me, I don't fucking care. I will call you an idiot and go on with my day. And doesn't that, like, so many times I have just, like, dumpstered people and then just watch them crash the fuck out on Twitter to nothing. Because I just leave them alone after that. I just sit back and laugh while they just crash the fuck out on Twitter. So yeah, I know that plus I don't get canceled because I'm not sponsored by anybody. That's another thing too, is like, there's one reason why I don't take sponsors is no one's going to control my stream except for me. But also it's not anything that they can go after. The bottom line is I don't care. Like, Powder has got the patented yes and. Like, that's, Powder, that's Powder's thing. I'm not gonna take Powder's yes and thing from her. I mean, I don't know what I've got that could be said publicly, because usually it's either fuckity bye or the bad dragon. So I don't think I have a very, non-swear word catchphrase. I should really think of one. I honestly, well, yeah, I've got the SGRs, but that's not a catchphrase. SGRs is just a label I describe to people. I don't know if I actually have a catchphrase. I should come up with one. I should come up with a catchphrase. Yes, then yes, that's why I said, it's like my catchphrases are all swear words, so it's like I don't have any good non-swear word catchphrases. I really need to come up with something good.
Hate so much, maybe they would stop doing this, but they're very impulsive. They can't help themselves. They love the virtue signal more than they love to exercise any logic, so they keep this cycle going. Now, Powder would reply saying, "My heart breaks, bunch of animals." And that really upset the main protagonist of today's video, Flabber Jiggles, our very woke V-tweeter here, who is very upset.
By the way, V-tweeter translated to people that are not in on this space. V-tweeter means wants to be a VTuber, but either failed or is too much of a pussy to actually hit go live. And so all they do is they have anime avatars on the Twitter profile and scream on Twitter because they're not good enough to be a VTuber.
Of course, they say all VTubers should be political, but only in the way that is acceptable to this individual. Be political, but not like that, right? So they make
That's true. I do have the one where I just go, I win. Not even buy. I don't even have the buy. It's just, I win. That's true. I do have that one.
to this individual. Be political, but not like that, right? So they make their post screenshotting this interaction between Powder and Banana Juju and say, can we do something about how big of a platform these two are allowed to have, which is a very implicit way of saying I want them deplatformed. This is how the other side works, okay? They can't counter anything you're saying. They can't provide a counter argument. All they want to do is silence you forcibly by deplatforming you, ruining your sponsorships, ruining your platforms.
Yes, he absolutely hates VTubers. Well, no, let me be specific. He hates VTubers that do not walk lockstep in line with his political and sociological ideology. Those are so the VTuber, the woke VTubers, as long as they walk that narrow fine line, this person's totally cool with him. VTubers that speak their mind and actually recognize reality, yeah, no, he hates them and thinks they should all be destroyed.
That's the only way they
And
know
yes,
how
there
to
are
deal
woke VTubers.
with people who think differently than them. Now you can see this interaction, again, completely mask off, really exposing what it's all about. And it's just cancel culture, just canceling people and trying to deplatform them no matter the cost. So you can see one reply saying, stay mad. Idiots like you indirectly gave them a platform, which is entirely true.
Yeah.
The people making all these cancel posts don't realize they are only helping in the long run the people they're so mad about. But this user goes mask off saying, is the only one you guys can have. We kicked you out of every con. Enjoy Twitter. So
yeah, except there is a plan. There are cons being worked on for them to go to. Yeah, they kicked him out of the woke cons. Yes, they did. Big deal. There are other cons, and they have gone to them. And in fact, there are cons being worked on as we speak for VTubers and content creators like Powder, like Juju, like Leaf, to actually participate in. The cons that they got quote unquote kicked out of, they don't want to be a part of anyway. The fact that the cons want to behave this way means that that these VTubers don't want to be a part of anyway. Why would you want to attend? Why would you want to be participate in a con where you're hated? There's plenty of other cons out there that they can and do attend.
Here they are just saying, yeah, we go after every one of your opportunities, including appearances at conventions. We're going to put a stop to that. That's what we're doing, and it's a good thing, actually. Again, it's another one of those things that was never happening. Then, yeah, it's definitely happening. Oh, wait, it is happening, and now it's a really good thing. Be mad about it, right? They can't even express why certain VTubers like this shouldn't be allowed at conventions and what have you. But the other replies are roasting this original poster, showing their all VTubers should be political mantra. Again, only political if it aligns with their politics. That's the only kind that's allowed. Here's another reply saying, yet you made a VTuber chud/woke list promoting them.
Oh my god, that's right. That was this person's. I forgot. This dumb fuck is the one that created the chud-woke list. I completely forgot about that. Yeah, created the chud-woke list and just boosted the fuck out of all of the quote-unquote chud VTubers. This dumbass literally created a list for everyone to see and for everyone to go, cool, thanks for giving me a whole list of VTubers that I should go follow. I forgot about that. I forgot that this was this dumbass.
Not very woke of you, flabberjiggles. And yes, we have shown this before. This totally sane individual has created a Google spreadsheet of hundreds of VTubers categorizing them as
Uh-huh.
woke, chud, lean.
By the way, I'm a little disappointed. I'm wondering if he's updated the I wonder if he's updated the spreadsheet. I'm still kind of disappointed that I got classified as being chud. That was my classification. I got classified as lean chud. Kind of disappointed about that, honestly. Although, given our interactions since then, I wonder if he's updated the spreadsheet.
Woke, and my favorite, presumed woke, which they attach to typically minorities or women who they don't know about their political stances,
Yep.
and they just presume they're woke because of their identity, which is
Yeah.
very racist and offensive. But you can see the labels here. And oh, look at that. Banana Juju sitting at a chud, all in red.
Of course.
Very tough stuff. Now, is there a reason provided? A tweet. Let's check it out.
Okay.
Gives me pandemic vibes when the millionaires tried to tell me what to do, but this time with lesser known people. Karens of an animal abuser, where people are mad about ice and Banana Juju is mocking them. So that's it. You are a chud for life based on that. But of course, we got to check out the other person being talked about today, and that is Powder. I mean, look at this list. It's crazy. But you scroll down, you knew it was coming, ladies and gentlemen. Right here,
Yeah.
Powder, chud. Now, is there any reason provided for
Yes, I am on the list. Atanashi, would you be able to find the list and pop it into my DM for me? I'll pull it up after this.
That's none. It speaks for itself, ladies and gentlemen. Very funny stuff. But, of course, this
I'm
gets
kind of curious if I'm being updated.
much darker. It takes a turn. So you have replies like this saying, "Shut up, you freak," and "keep
Oh,
away
God, here
from
we go.
children." Now, what is this individual talking about? Well, again, we need some context.
But oh, fuck me. By the way, this is the default. The default of these people is to immediately jump to, oh, you're a PDF, which again is destroying language because they started with calling everybody Nazi. Then they started calling everybody fascist. Then they started calling everybody istophobe. Now they're calling everybody PDF. And by the way, this is intentional. If you don't think this is intentional, wake up. They are literally ascribing all of these labels specifically to destroy language, so it doesn't mean anything. And when it doesn't mean anything, they can use that to their advantage to obfuscate what they're doing. So that when someone actually does point out, oh, that's a Nazi, oh, that's fascist behavior, oh, that's actually like racist behavior, oh, that's someone that actually does things to children, people will just go, okay, that's just the standard insult. It doesn't mean anything anymore. Why do you think we've seen what we've seen in the UK, where we've had all these crimes against young girls? Why do you think with the you-know-who's, with the Carmelo Anthony case coming out, where basically correctly classifying these people who have spewed incredibly violent and disgusting rhetoric against white people en masse, why classifying them as being racist is kind of falling on deaf ears, because these labels have been so overused that the social zeitgeist has been oversaturated with these labels that they no longer mean anything. And so now when you actually point out that someone is being racist, like all of these individuals they're part of the supporting Carmelo Anthony movement, and how they are actually being racist and actually verbalizing that they wish to inflict harm on white people, it's falling on deaf ears, because what used to be a word that made people sit up and pay attention, go, oh, we should pay attention to this. Now it literally has the grammatical effect of a comma. Nazi, fascist, communist, racist, every istophobe, PDF now has the social impact of a comma. And that is by design, so they can keep doing all this massive takeover that they are attempting to, that they are doing. And it's working. That's the thing you need to realize. It's working.
Now, what is this individual talking about? Well, again, we need some context. This relates to a thread about Anna Valens, the Vice reporter who tried to cancel Kirsha, but also made this hit piece on the VTuber agency V-Allure, where in the article they not only accused the company of transphobia, but also implied that they're predatory based on the fact that they have lolly VTuber models in their agency. Now, of course, people point out the unbelievable hypocrisy of this, mainly, I guess,
because of
Exhibit
anal
1
violence.
Here, an article written in 2020 by Anna Valens, where they were playing Fall Guys with an adult toy attached to themselves, rigged, where if they interacted with players, the toy would respond, basically getting gratification off of players.
This is an actual predator. This is, see, but again, because these people destroy language, when you have an actual predator with evidence to support this, people just let it wash off their back and they go, oh yeah, they don't agree with you. And that's the plan. Is anal violence trans? No. No, anal violence is not trans. Yo, I'm telling you flat out. Anal violence is an autogonophiliac. Anal violence is a sick individual that is not trans by any stretch of the imagination, and they are a child predator. That's what they are. They're not trans. Yeah, they're like Niara. They're child predators.
Without their consents, which makes it even crazier because this is a...
What's the difference? Okay, I will... So trans people are just individuals who experience typically body dysphoria. They are in one body. They have their biological makeup, but they mentally they basically identify as the opposite gender. And they will go through therapy. They may go through hormone replacement therapy, and they may, if it's appropriate for them, basically present themselves with clothing and affect as the opposite gender. And they will just, be normal people. They just present themselves as the opposite gender. That is what an actual transgender person is. Autogonophiliac is someone that basically think cross-dresser with a big heaping dash of sexual deviance. They act like the opposite gender for sexual gratification, and typically speaking, it involves children. That is what an autogonophiliac is. I would say it actually goes beyond fetish. Autogonophiliacs actually take it a step or several beyond simple fetish, because people who are fetishists do not do this like in public. They don't make it like their lifestyle out in public. Fetishists actually keep it private. Actual fetishists. They will keep it private. They will have their playtime. They will keep it private. They will not shove it into the public's faces. So it's why I like to make that distinction of they are not fetishists. They are basically sexual deviants and predators. That's what autogonophiliacs are. They are predators.
Players without their consents, which makes it even crazier because this is a game that is primarily played by children. If you don't see a problem with that, I don't know what to tell you. This is beyond disgusting behavior. But the thread we're going to look at now was discussing this and how consent works and how stuff like this is extremely wrong. But of course...
Yes, I know they have to go through psych eval and then potentially surgery. Yes, I was bare bonesing it. Not digging into it too much, but yes, that's why I said I did mention the therapy part. So yeah, but I wasn't gonna go through the entire gambit there.
Going down through the conversation, one user was bringing up scenarios where there was public scenarios where someone wasn't directly engaging with something that is without someone's consents, but they didn't get caught. And Flabberjiggles here was trying to justify it as no big deal
Oh, here we
as
go.
long as no one notices. And here, you can see them saying, dang, you're right. But if this is the case, then what is the difference between that and someone getting off to any other photo of a child? We're talking about whether or not the photo was taken with knowledge. But to this individual, it doesn't matter if they knew or not. And also, what's the big deal, apparently, according to them, if someone's getting off to that? And the other user says they're both bad, but taking the photo of a real child is worse. Where they reply saying, I don't think it's a crime to get off to anything unless you obtain that anything illicitly.
Okay, can we all just agree this is just two retards, like, jerking each other off here? Like, what the fuck are we doing? What the fuck is this discussion? Like, oh my God.
As long as, I guess, it was taken not in an illegal way, you can do whatever you want to it according to this individual.
Yeah.
Wow. So yeah, this thread's not going the way they thought, because without going after people like Powder and Banana Juju, people would have not discovered things like that. And it's truly heinous. It's every single time. The people who are wagging their fingers at all the problematic VTubers, what they're saying right there is infinitely more concerning and disgusting and problematic than anything these other VTubers are doing. It is pure projection, ladies and gentlemen, and I guess you kind of reap what you sow when you try to make an entire identity about canceling wrong thing people when you have your own actual crazy tweets still live. Those aren't even screenshots. Those are still live.
Because he's not going to take him down. He's not going to take him down. He's proud of him. He's proud of him, and he's got all of his SJR insane woke buddies that are glazing up going, you slay queen. So why would he take him down?
This day. Did we learn anything? Probably not. This individual
He's probably an SJR prince in their eyes.
Over and over again. I'm sure they have some sick justification for that heinous interaction we just saw, but that's the way these people roll, I guess. But anyways, that's going to do it for this video. If you enjoyed, please consider giving the video a like, consider subscribing and turning on notifications for daily uploads, as well as multiple streams live every week here on YouTube. But overall, hope you guys enjoyed the video, and I'll see you next time.
Okay.
Ember burns bright.